I'm sorry. It's not you, it's me. I feel like I've changed. I just think you can't give me what I need anymore. I mean, maybe aside from the occasional Snickers bar. Otherwise, I think we should go our separate ways. I'm sorry. I'm going electric. It's official. The cutest Brit on Australian roads just got its green card. This is the Mini Electric, otherwise known as the Mini Cooper SE. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified of all our latest videos. Let's talk numbers. The Mini Electric is $54,800 plus on-road costs. It has 3 doors, 4 seats, and a 1-speed automatic transmission. The electric motor powers the front wheels and produces outputs of 135 kilowatts and 270 newton meters. The Mini Electric offers 233 kilometers of range on a full charge, according to the WLTP cycle. The Mini Electric is based on the Mini Cooper S, and it looks much the same, but with even more quirk factor, if that's even possible. You'll get 4 colour choices. This one's called White Silver, those familiar Union Jack taillights, the 2-tone roof and mirror caps, but no exhaust pipe, a whole lot more neon, and the option of these unique wheels. Fun fact, they were previously called the Corona Spoke, but that name had to change for obvious reasons. The Mini Electric is also slightly heavier than the Cooper S thanks to its battery pack, but otherwise the dimensions are more or less the same, with a serviceable 211 litres of boot space available. We were hoping the Mini Electric would be under the $50,000 mark when it landed, but it's a little pricier than that. At almost $55,000 plus on-road costs, it's slightly more expensive than a base Nissan Leaf and the Hyundai Ioniq, but less than a Hyundai Kona Electric. It's also $14,000 more than the petrol Cooper S. But while the Kona Electric starts at $60,740 plus on-road costs, around $5,940 more than the Mini Electric, its range is 312 kilometres, so the extra spend will buy you 79 kilometres of more confidence. As for the $14,000 spend on top of the petrol Cooper S, that could buy you around 9,333 litres of petrol at $1.50 per litre, which could carry you through 169,690 kilometres of driving based on the Cooper S's claimed fuel consumption. So, what do you get for that extra dough? Everything looks like the Minis we know and love because it was built in the same factory as its petrol siblings in Oxford, England. On that note, should I do the rest of this review in a British accent? No? Okay. As standard, the Mini Electric receives a head-up display, dual-zone climate control, reverse camera with parking assistant, wireless Apple CarPlay but no Android Auto, wireless phone charging, adaptive LED headlights, an 8.8-inch touchscreen with satellite navigation, AEB with pedestrian detection, and heated leather seats. You'll miss out on active cruise control, lane keep assist, and blind spot monitoring. Unfortunately, there's no way to add them, with the launch edition not available with any optional driver assist or safety packs. Mini says there are currently no plans to introduce other specification options to the range either. The other new addition in the Mini Electric is this 5.5-inch digital instrument cluster, which keeps track of your battery usage and has a second speedometer, but doesn't really offer much more info than the heads-up display. Now I reckon it's high time we hit the road and take this thing for a drive, but first let's turn it on and hear what it sounds like. Now to me, that sounds like the Pixar version of a spaceship. What do you reckon? What does it sound like? Let us know in the comments. So if you're someone who is familiar with Mini Coopers, the first thing you'll notice about the Mini Electric is there's not much difference, really. It maintains that go-kart feel, that zippy steering and handling. It feels super powerful and very quick off the mark thanks to the instant torque from the electric powertrain. The only main difference is that it's obviously very quiet, in fact silent, albeit, for a whirring noise from the electric motor that's very quiet and hard to even notice unless you're paying attention to it. And as well, it's got the regenerative braking, which you can dial up or down depending on your preferences. And basically what that means is the minute you take your foot off the accelerator, the car slows down in an effort to recoup some of that battery power. If you don't like that sensation and you like the car to roll a little bit more, there is a button down here that allows you to increase or decrease that regenerative braking feel. I'm leaving it on because I want to see how far this range can take us when we make the most of it. But again, if you're maneuvering at lower speeds in the city, you might want to have a bit more of that forward roll, or at least that kind of feeling of a normal car. On that note, if you have just driven normal cars but you're not super familiar with the Mini Cooper, this also just does a great job of feeling like a normal car. It's quick, it's quiet, but it also drives just like your average hatchback. There are a few different driving modes in the Mini Electric. Sport mode actually ups that throttle response even further. It feels even more instantaneous when you put your foot down. And then there's also 2 different green modes, and there's the efficient driving setting, and then you've got the maximum green plus, which basically maximizes your range by removing all comfort functions. So that means no seat heating, no climate control and the like, but you do get to drive for a little bit longer. We're on 82% battery right now. It does seem, having been on the road driving now for a full kind of half an hour, it doesn't burn through the range as quickly as some other electric cars I've been in, so there's a little bit less range anxiety, but I am conscious of the fact that I can see that percentage slowly going down as I drive, and I'm already thinking about where my next charge is going to come from. So we're taking a quick break after about 90 minutes or so of driving. We started the day with around 150 kilometres of range. We're now at 107 kilometres of range. We also started off with about 86% battery capacity, and now it's 69% battery capacity. That's a fairly accurate, reflective consumption figure given how far we've driven today. It feels like we've been doing best case scenario driving, so we have been in mostly stop-start traffic on suburban roads, a couple of arterial roads, but it is best case. So I've been using the seat heaters, I've been using climate control, I've been switching between sport mode and eco mode and dialing up and down the regenerative braking as I see fit. Mini claims 233 kilometres of range. I don't know if you'd get that if you're doing freeway sprints every day or longer commutes. I feel like that might be a little bit of an optimistic figure, but we'll see how the rest of the day goes. So how do you charge it? Well, you've got a few options, and one of them is this, a 22 kilowatt public fast charger that sits somewhere between your average wall socket and an ultra rapid charger. So what you do, plug it in via your cable like so. Now, the car's at 69% battery capacity, and it's telling me it's going to take about an hour and 45 minutes to reach full charge. I've only got 15 minutes for lunch, so we're going to plug it in, leave it, and see how far we get. Using a rapid 50 kilowatt charger will get you to 80% charge in around 35 minutes, while a 7.4 kilowatt charger will get you there in 3 and a bit hours. It also works with a regular wall socket like the kind in your house, but that will take you all night to get to full charge. So we took a little bit longer for lunch, about half an hour, so let's see how our car is going. Not bad, it's at 86% battery capacity, and it's telling me it's got 147 kilometres of range. So it's gone up by about 17% battery capacity in about half an hour or so. I think that's pretty great. If you want a little quick top up and you don't have access to an ultra rapid charger, this should give you enough juice over your lunch break to get you where you need to go. Freeway driving, it can take a little bit of time to get used to, because when you ease off the throttle, the car slows quite dramatically, and if you're not used to that, it can make managing your speed a little challenging and maintaining an even speed. But once you get the hang of it, it's no problem at all. In fact, I actually find it really enjoyable and easy to just use the one pedal. In a nutshell, this car is a lot of fun. I do miss the sound of the engine occasionally when I put my foot down, but once you get used to the lack of that, this still feels like a Mini Cooper, which is what I think a lot of buyers will be looking for, and they won't be disappointed. So I've taken the Mini Electric for one last freeway sprint for about 20 minutes or so and burned through about 8% battery capacity in the process. So I've come here to this 50 kilowatt rapid charger, plugged it in using the supplied cable. This one's free, pricing will vary depending on which charger you're using, but thankfully this one's free, and we're already up to 88% battery capacity in about 5 minutes after we plugged it in. So pretty impressive, and obviously this is the way to go if you're in a hurry. The more of these rapid chargers we have on our roads and the more access you have to them, the easier electric car ownership gets, although you can make do with wall sockets and wall boxes if need be. If you're a city dweller, this is the perfect car for you. If you have access to charging infrastructure or off-street parking, you'll be able to top it up regularly enough to get you through your working week if you're doing a short and sweet city commute. It's when you get up to the higher speeds and longer distances that you might start feeling a little bit of range anxiety, but really it is manageable if you're an urban dweller with access to fast charging regularly. Overall, the Mini Electric does an amazing job of doing a great impression of a regular Mini Cooper. Sure, it's a little bit more quiet and the regenerative braking takes a little bit of time to get used to, but otherwise it has all the fun factor and behind the wheel feel of the Mini Coopers we know and love. Thanks for watching our review of the Mini Electric. For the full written review, head to caradvice.com.au, and to stay up to date with all of our latest videos, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and as always, hit us up in the comment section below.